So now I hand over to my colleague Hermine Tyrell for her presentation on developing your study abroad budget. So Ms. Tyrell, over to you.
Hi again, everyone. Now we're going to be looking at developing your budget and making a budget as you plan your studies is very important. And after today, I'm hoping that persons will take the idea of planning your budget as something serious and that needs to be done. And our parents who are here with us today, they too will agree that making a budget will be something that is vital for studying in Jamaica. Why budget? Studying in another country can be expensive, so it is important to plan and budget for your learning abroad experience in good time. Budgeting is important because it helps you to control your spending. It also helps to track your expenses. It helps making better financial decisions, and it saves money over time. Planning your finances will help you to make the most of your time while studying at the Mona campus. Researching the costs associated with your studies is important and should be budgeted for as best as possible. To give you an idea of the costs associated with studying at the Mona campus, I'm suggesting that you prepare a budget. Think about all the costs that will be associated with studying in Jamaica and make a list. This list should include, but is not limited to, the following items. Your airfare, start from the airfare. How much will it cost? And include this in your budget. For those persons who will need a visa, an entry visa, this is not applicable to everyone. This is mainly applicable to our non-Commonwealth students who are coming from those countries. Include this in your budget. The extension of stay. Now, I spoke about this at length last time, telling you that the extension of stay will be done after you are registered on campus. Please include this in your budget. Tuition and miscellaneous fees. Your tuition, the reason why you're here, the cost for studying. Include this amount in your budget. And then there are the miscellaneous fees. And the miscellaneous fees is a part of the UWI compulsory fees. Please ensure that you check this amount on our website and include it in your budget. There are also other items that will be needed to complement your studies with us. Lab coat, for those students who will be doing laboratory sessions, you will need a lab coat. When you get on campus, you'll get the cost, include it in your budget. There are also other items that will be needed for your courses, different courses, especially for those students in the Faculty of Science and Technology and our students who are pursuing a degree in our Faculty of Medical Sciences. Housing and utilities. For those students who will be living on campus, you make note of your cost for accommodation on your budget. Those students who will be living off campus, in addition to your rental fee, you will also have to bear in mind that you will have utilities, and that includes electricity, water, and internet. Another important part of your studies at the Mona campus would be your books and learning materials. After you've registered, you'll receive your book list. From your book list, you'll be able to check the cost for your books. Please include this in your budget. Local transportation. Now, when you get to Jamaica, you have to consider moving around. If you want to go from point A to point B, how will I get there? You will check the cost of these different transportation. Elizabeth, my colleague, just spoke about the route taxes. You do a budget of the cost for these transportation and you put it on your budget. Your groceries, the different items, this is a part of your sustenance. So you will after going to your first supermarket trip, you can get a general idea of how much monies you'll spend for groceries over time. Household and kitchenware items. Now, upon first arrival, you will need to purchase utensils to make sure you'll be able to prepare your meal, to make sure that your surroundings will be comfortable. And these will include your pots, your utensils, your curtains, your sheet, even a rug. So you find these information and you include it on your budget. Incidentals, clothing. Some persons might need to buy additional clothing when they reach to Jamaica. And of course, our ladies, we have to get our hair done. So you have to include this in our budget. I'm hoping that persons won't be doing their hair every week. So you include this in your budget. For males, you have to go to the barber. Find out the cost, include it in your budget. And of course, for those persons who have to do their nails, please include this in your budget. And then there's another line item, entertainment. All work and no play makes Jack and Jill dull persons. You're here to study, but there'll be times when you will need to get a little entertainment in. This might be going to the movies or going to the beach. Find out these costs and you entertain, you keep them on your budget. And then there's a just in case fund. And that's for unseen expenses. You put aside a little money for a rainy day, as we say in Jamaica. Make sure you have this included in your budget. And when you make up your budget, please share it with your parents. They're the ones who will be providing the funds. So they need to know what it will look like, how much it will cost for your studies in Jamaica. Now, how can I offset some of my costs that I will incur? I encourage students to apply for grants and scholarship. Check local, check with your local organization, your different companies to see if there are any scholarships that are available or grants that will be available to you for you as a tertiary student. And then you apply just to ensure that you will have some additional funds to help defray the costs for your studies at the Mona campus. We also have our Office of Student Financing at the University of the West Indies Mona campus. This is the office that administers our scholarships and bursaries. So please go on the university website and do a search for the Office of Student Financing and look at the different scholarships and bursaries that are available. Some of these, however, might not be available to first-year students. However, make note, and in due time, you apply for the scholarship or the bursary that would be more suited for you. Remember, we're thinking about defraying some of the costs. Things to note. Students, it's advisable that you keep track of your expenses. Be always mindful of how you use your funds so that you don't overspend and within a couple months you're out of money and your parents will have to send you more money. So please be mindful of your expenses and keep track. Avoid bank fees. Now, using your card, your debit card or your credit card, these attract a fee. So please, when you make a plan as to when you're going to buy, when you'll go to the supermarket and all of that. It will cut down on the use of your card and it will also cut down on the use of the bank, on the application of the bank fees. Make friends with locals. Locals will help you to get around. Our local students will know also where you can go to shop to get the best prices. Our local students will be able to take you downtown Kingston, where things will be a little bit more affordable. Explore by foot or public transportation. Going by foot though, I ask that you observe all safety rules. Going on the public transportation, we have the route taxis and we also have the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, the big yellow bus. You will see these buses when they traverse in around the campus, and you'll be able to take them in and around Kingston. Become an expert researcher. Make use of Google. Google is already your friend. So when you get to Jamaica, you'll do your research to find the places, to find all the different information you need to know while studying in Jamaica. And of course, again, I touch on your just in case fund. Have that little money in the back. Should you need to use something for an item that you didn't include on your budget, and you have this just in case fund. Studying abroad doesn't mean you have to break the bank. Yes, you will incur some expenses if your parents have to take out a loan, but it's an investment in your future. So I want to encourage our students to make the necessary preparation and prepare your budget. We will have the budget guide. It will be sent to you that you can use. There might be persons who would have already made up their budget, but we encourage your other students when you come to Jamaica to do a budget, because it's very, very important, and it will help to defray the costs. I thank you and look forward to meeting you when you come to Jamaica.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Tyrell, for your presentation.